Time. Okay. Starting podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Cantina Talk News. I am Ryan Shaw.
And I am Jared once again.
All right. Before at the end of our podcast last week, I wished for some good Star Wars news, and there's some mediocre Star Wars news out there. But I decided this week I'm going to start off the show with a positive. So, Ewan McGregor, actor of Obi-Wan Kenobi, has came out and said that he's more excited to do this episode or this series, the Kenobi series, than he was episodes 2 and 3 of Star Wars. What does that tell you about this show?
It tells me that it's probably gonna be a really good show. Like if the actors are like more excited than the movie, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, no, I
So
I definitely agree. I'm hoping so, and I don't think Ewan McGregor. Just looking at his film studies, he doesn't seem like someone who takes he takes jobs that he doesn't think is going to be a good film. So I'm kind of excited about this. He's picky, I guess you could say, as an actor. Now here to probably cover the most upsetting type of news would be the words that came out from Daisy Ridley about and regarding the her lineage in the first films. Oh, okay, we got to stop again.
okay,
Oh no, we don't. No, we don't. We're good.
okay.
But make a mark right there. Make a mark
I
there.
did. I
Okay,
did.
cool. All right. So what she said, I don't remember quite who she was talking to. I don't have it in front of me. Oh yeah, she was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and she was talking, and she said that they didn't have a plan until after starting to film Rise of Skywalker who her parents were going to be. So that means episode 7 and during episode 8 and even up to the beginning shooting and writing of episode 9, it was still up in the air whether she was a Kenobi, whether she was a nobody, or whether she was a Palpatine. Um,
Yeah.
Initial thoughts on that go.
I I'm not sure. I mean, if she was a nobody, it kind of would have made sense at the ending of what episode was it when that kid like moved the
Yeah,
broom with some sort of
definitely.
force power? It would have
What
made sense.
So what do you feel about the theme of them not knowing until very late? Does that upset you, or do you like, or are you okay with the idea of them kind of, figuring out as they go when they're making these movies? So not actually who her parents really were, just the idea that it took them so long to actually figure it out.
I feel like to tell a good story, you have to know where you're going to end, if that makes
Yes,
sense. So, yeah, I feel like they should have known like before they even recorded that sequel of movies who her parents were.
you are so right. I agree so much, and I think it's a honestly it's a disservice, and it's kind of a slap in the face of all um the fans to go, oh, we don't know, but you'll pay and you'll show up, and I
Hmm.
think I don't know, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on Star Wars right now, but if you're Kathleen Kennedy, you've got a lot of Star Wars fans not real happy with you right now because of the way. Now I still like those movies, to be fair. 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. I actually think they're good movies and I enjoy them. I just don't like knowing that they didn't have a plan, because that to me doesn't say anything good about what's going to happen to Star Wars to come.
Yep, exactly.
All right, we're gonna move on here. I just saw something. So, Mandalorian season 2 has been rated 12 plus for fear. So, all these productions like Mandalorian and all TV shows have to like explain their ratings, and so it breaks it down into a couple of categories. There's violence, sex, discrimination, drugs and alcohol abuse, and fear, and most of them are all ages. But then the fear is a 12 plus. So that's kind of interesting. Are we going to be dipping into a little bit of horror this season, do you think?
Maybe some horror, or maybe even like some weird creatures that the Mandalorian's gonna have to face. I mean,
Mm, I like
who
that.
knows?
And I'd actually
If
be okay with it's just one of the things in Star Wars that I really want to see is more genres explored in the world of Star Wars, instead of just, kind of like the fairy tale guy down on his luck rising to, complete a task that's bigger than him. I like the idea of, let's get a romance movie Star Wars in the Star Wars world. Let's get a horror movie. I'd even be okay.
yeah,
Taika
yeah,
Waititi's making a movie. Make it a comedy. Let's see a comedy Star Wars movie.
I'd be down for that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. So some smaller things here. It's probably going to be a shorter episode, just to kind of update you guys on what's going on. Um, but so a couple of things. I'm not really on the Bad Batch bandwagon quite yet, but there's some things I'm hearing that is kind of getting me on there. One including Sam Witwer, who's the voice of Darth Maul in the animated shows, and he also voiced him in Solo. So not the physical actor, but the voice actor, who I think kills it in the Clone Wars, um, claims that the Bad Batch will begin in an unexplored part of the Star Wars setting.
And what exactly is the Bad Batch?
So the Bad Batch is going to be the new animated TV show, which follows the Bad Batch from the newest season of the Clone Wars. So it's pretty much a bunch of clones that something went wrong when they were being made. So they're like,
Oh,
yeah, something's off
that
about
that
them.
sounds cool.
Oh yeah, you should watch that
That
one.
sounds
Yeah,
cool.
it's 3 episodes. So one guy got like super strength because of some gene mutation, and so he's just a
Yeah.
really strong clone, right? And pretty much what they do with these clones is they outcast them. They're like, oh, you're not real clones because you're mess ups. So they don't even put the chip in their head, that the Order 66 chip. They didn't even put it in their head apparently, or they got them taken out. But that's what I'm assuming, is they didn't put it in the head, and they just kind of outcast these clones. So it's like a bad batch of rogue clones that, and they hate clones themselves. So it's kind of it was a
Yeah,
cool arc.
that's cool. I like that idea.
Yeah, and then I mean you've got Sam Witwer, who Sam Witwer's a Star Wars fan. He loves Star Wars, so of course he's going to try to up this. But what do you mean? What do you think it means by unexplored part of the Star Wars setting?
Maybe maybe another like I don't know, a planet that we haven't seen yet,
Yeah,
where they
definitely.
maybe they sent the Bad Batch to. Like I mean, where did these Bad Batches like go after they got sent away?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, if it's a planet, it could be out. Maybe what you're going at is like outer regions.
Yeah.
It's mentioned a lot, but I almost think that this might mean um and I guess Sam Witwer added this quote: "I know where the story begins in the first several episodes, and I'm very pleased because it's a little area of Star Wars that has not been often visited." See, up until I read that, I was thinking that it was going to be more timeline based, right? It was going to
Hmm.
be like, oh, well, this is going to take place in an area of Star Wars where we haven't really seen. But this might mean that you're right, that it is a location. So that's exciting, I guess. A couple of smaller things here on the Bad Batch. The Kiner brothers confirmed they are composing the music for the Bad Batch. Kevin Kiner is an incredible composer and has done Star Wars his whole life. Did the Clone Wars for a very long time. So that's kind of nice to hear. Another familiar face coming back.
Sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, like we said, it was kind of a lighter news week. Um, Keeping on the score of composers, Ludwig Göransson, who made the Mandalorian theme, which one of my favorite themes that I've heard since Duel of the Fates. The Bruno, Bruno, Bruno. Like, oh, every time I hear it, I'm like, okay, here we go. It's stuck in my
Oof.
head for the next week.
Just got the
Uh,
chills
I
from you like
know,
singing
right?
that.
Dude, is it that is it's weird how quickly that became iconic too, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's lovely, lovely song.
Yeah, I mean, you're episode 3, so you're 3 episodes into a totally new show, and that theme comes on, and you felt like you've heard this theme your whole life, kind of a thing. That's at least what I got from it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and so he's coming back for season 2, which is awesome. And there's actually an episode of the Mandalorian documentary based solely around him that I would recommend people check out if they're interested in the way he makes music, what inspires him. It's very interesting to see that guy, because he's very very zen. He seems like he belongs in the '80s because he's also really young too. All right, some casting news for the Cassian Andor TV show. The Adriana Arjona lands lead role in Disney Plus's Rogue One spinoff series starring Deanna Luga. She's from Six Underground, that Netflix movie. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Okay, neither have
Mm.
I. Go check out. I don't think we've done a podcast since the all the Star Wars game news. So if you're interested in that, there's a lot of game news that came out about Star Wars Lego, Star Wars Squadrons, and then there's even some Star Wars Sims stuff. So if you're a gamer and you love Star Wars, definitely go check
Wait,
that out.
you said Star Wars Sims,
Yes, yeah.
like Sims 3 and
It's a
Star
Sims
Wars mix?
4. Yes. It is a Sims 4 pack. Um it is called Return to Batu. Um it's funny because I just bought Sims 4 the other day off of Steam because it was like $9, and I was like, "Ah, I'll get that." And Hondo and Naka plays a big role there. The famous pirate Weequay, who seems to be everywhere in the galaxy at this point, and is slowly becoming the Star Wars' new face for the kids in the new generation. But uh, it to me it seems a little. I mean, that's awesome. I love Sims, love Star Wars, great mix, right? Can't go wrong there.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I just don't know if it's a full-fledged game or if it's just kind of a DLC to be like, hey, look, stormtroopers, type of a thing.
Yeah,
Um,
from what I'm looking at right now on your screen, it looks like it's probably just like a DLC where you
yeah.
can just do a little Star Wars get together
Look,
or
man,
whatever.
if I can romance a Weequay, or if I can romance, I mean, put Poe Dameron right in front of my Sims. Ooh, baby, we're gonna go to town. um, all right, I think we'll end there. Do you have a prediction for this next week of Star Wars? Do you have anything on
Um,
your mind?
uh, my prediction I would like, well, I guess it's not really a prediction, but what I would like to see, I guess, is probably some more stuff on squadrons,
Mm,
or maybe even like this might be a further out prediction, but
yeah,
maybe another Star Wars game, maybe
yeah, that
potentially
would be,
like some leaked news or something.
or
I don't
just an
know.
announcement. I agree. I think that, see, the squadrons, I think we're getting real close to release date there, but I love the idea that EA is, in my opinion, they're losing some fans. I mean, I think that uh, they lost a lot of fans with the Battlefront games, with the monetization and the way that those went.
Yeah.
But I think that um, with the other game that came out, Fallen Order, I think that they gained a lot of fans back there, rightfully so. I think that's a good game. So I I think that they need to announce. I agree with you. I think they need to say, hey, here's what next after Squadrons, because Squadrons is a very specific itch in Star Wars fandom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to
Yep.
get lightsaber battles, you're not going to get shooting a gun, you're only in a cockpit of a fighter, which is awesome, but that's all you're getting, and that's all that's in front of us at the moment for Star Wars
Yep.
games.
Yep.
And Sims 4 DLC pack is not going to hold me over to my next sprawling RPG. I like that.
Exactly.
I think I agree with you. That would make my Star Wars week to have a Star Wars game announced. Well, as always, guys, thank you very much for joining us. May the Force be with you.
And now and forever.